Every night at 2:14 a.m., the lights in that apartment flicker on, but no one lives there, or at least that's what they say. He moved in next door thinking it was just an empty room, until he saw her shadow in the window. The girl no one else could see, the girl who knew his name. This isn't just a love story, it's a mystery that will make you question what's real, and what love can survive when even ghosts remember your heart.
The night I moved into apartment 213, the building felt alive, breathing through its walls, whispering through every crack and flickering light. It was old, worn out, and yet strangely comforting. The landlord, a quiet man with a limp, handed me the key and said only one thing before leaving. "Don't knock on 214 no matter what you hear." I laughed it off at first. Old buildings come with their share of weird rumors. Still, when I passed by apartment 214, I couldn't ignore the faint sound of piano music seeping through the door. Slow, haunting, and beautiful, like a melody trying to remember itself. The next morning, I found a note slipped under my door. It was written in elegant handwriting. "I'm sorry for the noise last night. I play when I can't sleep. L." That was how I first heard of Lena, the girl in apartment 214. Days turned into weeks. I never saw her, but I could feel her presence. Late at night, I'd hear her playing that same piano tune, always the same notes, always ending with one unfinished chord. It made me wonder if she was real, or just another secret this place was keeping. Then, one stormy evening, the power went out. The hallway lights died, and from across the hall came a soft, trembling voice, calling my name. "Ethan, can you hear me?" My heart froze. I had never told anyone my name. I turned the knob of apartment 214, and it wasn't locked. The moment the door creaked open, a rush of cold air brushed my face, the kind that doesn't belong inside a home. The room beyond was dim, the only light coming from a single candle flickering on the piano. She was sitting there, her back turned to me, her fingers resting gently on the keys. Her hair shimmered like liquid midnight, and the air around her felt still. Too still. "Lena," I whispered. She didn't move for a moment, then slowly turned. Her eyes met mine, calm, distant, like she was staring at something behind me rather than at me. "You shouldn't have come in," she said softly. "He doesn't like visitors." "Who doesn't?" I asked. Before she could answer, the candle went out, and for a second, the piano played by itself. Just 3 notes. The same melody I'd been hearing every night. When the light came back, Lena was standing closer now, her expression sad, almost pleading. "Promise me," she said, "if you ever hear that song again, don't open the door." Then, before I could speak, the lights flickered and she was gone. No footsteps, no sound, no breath. Sleep didn't come that night. Every creak in the hallway, every hum from the pipes sounded like a warning. By morning, I decided to find answers. The building's old caretaker, Mrs. Dorsey, had lived there for 40 years. She sat by the lobby window like a ghost herself, sipping black tea from a chipped cup. "Ma'am," I said, "do you know who lives in apartment 214? Her eyes went blank, her hand freezing midair. "No one's lived there since the fire," she said slowly. "You must be mistaken. Then who's been playing the piano every night?" I pressed. Her lips trembled. "Stop asking, boy. Some people are gone, but their sorrow stays behind. You don't want it following you." When I insisted, she stood up, trembling. "Her name was Lena. Moved in 5 years ago. The man she loved, he lived here too. But after the fire, his name, her records, everything, wiped clean. The owner wanted it forgotten. I went straight to the archives, in City Hall. The files for apartment Weiss were indeed gone. Intentionally deleted. But tucked behind a folder marked condemned units, I found a single photograph. A girl at a piano, the same face I saw last night. Beside her stood a man, tall, suited, smiling faintly. His hand rested on her shoulder. On the back of the photo, a faded line read, "Lena and Dr. Hale, engagement night." Dr. Hale, that was my landlord, the man who told me never to knock on her door. That night, as I returned home, the melody echoed again through the hall. This time, it wasn't gentle, it was furious. And when I passed apartment 214, I saw 2 silhouettes in the window, one sitting, one standing, both looking directly at me. By morning, the entire building felt heavier, like the walls themselves were waiting for something to happen. I marched to the landlord's office, gripping the old photo so tightly my fingers ached. Dr. Hale looked up from his desk, startled to see me. "Ethan," he said, voice calm, too calm, "you look pale." "Rough night?" I placed the photograph in front of him. "Who's the girl?" For a second, his expression flickered, a crack in his polished mask. Where did you get this? You told me not to knock on 214, I said, stepping closer. Why? Because she's still in there. His hand trembled as he poured himself a drink. Lena was my wife, he whispered. Years ago. There was an accident. He swallowed hard. She didn't make it. Then why do I hear her playing piano every night? His eyes darted toward the hallway as if afraid she'd hear him. The fire didn't just kill her, Ethan. It killed something inside this building. I tried to seal it off, that room, but grief has a way of staying behind. I stared at him, trying to understand.
You mean she's haunting you?
No, he said quietly. She's haunting you. That night, I locked my door and tried to sleep. But at exactly 2:14 a.m., the piano started again, louder than ever. Then a voice, her voice, whispered from the other side of my wall. He's lying to you, Ethan. He killed me. My heart froze. I looked toward 214. Smoke began to seep from beneath her door, thick and black, carrying the faint scent of burned roses, and through the smoke I heard her cry. Not a ghost's wail, but the sound of a woman trapped between life and death. I stepped into the hallway, the photo still in my hand, and for the first time, I saw flames flickering behind her door, yet the rest of the building was perfectly cold. I don't remember deciding to move. My body just did. The moment I saw those flickering flames beneath the door, something inside me snapped. Maybe fear, maybe guilt, or maybe it was the way her voice trembled when she said my name. Lena! I shouted, pounding on 214. No answer, just the piano, still playing, drowning in smoke. I grabbed the knob and it burned my palm. But when I pushed the door open, the fire vanished. No heat, no light, just silence. The room was untouched. No smoke, no piano. Just the faint scent of ash, and a woman sitting on the floor, her eyes red from crying. She looked up. You shouldn't have come, Lena whispered. It hurts more every time someone remembers me. I stepped closer. Tell me what really happened. Her expression twisted. Grief, fear, rage. He locked me in here. Said I was destroying his reputation. Said if I couldn't belong to him, I wouldn't belong to anyone. The words felt like ice. Dr. Hale, her husband, had killed her. I tried to run, she continued, voice breaking, but the door wouldn't open. I kept playing, thinking maybe someone would hear me. Maybe someone would save me. Tears blurred my vision. I'm here now, I said. I'll help you. She smiled sadly. You can't help me, Ethan, but maybe you can end this. Before I could ask what she meant, the walls around us shimmered, turning black and molten. The air thick with smoke. The piano reappeared, burning. And standing behind it was Dr. Hale, except his face was twisted, half burned, his eyes empty. He stepped toward me, whispering, You shouldn't have taken her side. Lena screamed, Run! But the door slammed shut, and this time it locked from the outside. The air turned molten. Smoke filled my lungs as the piano burned brighter, its strings snapping like screams. Dr. Hale's figure loomed in the flames, half man, half shadow, while Lena stood behind me, trembling, her ghostly hand clutching my arm. You don't know what really happened, Hale rasped. She started the fire. She wanted to end us both. Lena's voice shook. He's lying. I tried to escape, but he locked the door. Their words collided like thunder, twisting the room into chaos. The walls flickered between two realities, one where Lena screamed behind the door, and another where Hale dragged her toward the piano. And then I saw it. The photo I'd been holding caught fire in my hand, and beneath the burning edges, a second image appeared underneath. Lena holding a match. I froze. Lena, what is this? She looked down, tears streaming through smoke. I didn't mean to kill him. I just wanted the pain to stop. But he pulled me back. The fire took us both. Dr. Hale's voice thundered. She trapped me here. And now she's trapped you too. The floor cracked open, revealing blackened memories. Her screaming. Him pounding on the door, the flames swallowing them both. Lena turned to me, desperate. Ethan, please help me end this. Burn the piano. That's where our souls are bound. I hesitated, choking on the heat. And if I do? You'll free us both, she said softly. But you'll never leave this place. The fire roared around us. Hale lunged. I grabbed a piece of burning wood and smashed it into the piano. A blinding flash. A sound like glass shattering. And then violence. The flames died. The room was cold again. Only ashes remained, use and 2 teacups on the table side by side. Morning sunlight slipped through the blinds. Warm and quiet, too quiet. I woke up on my bed in my own room. Apartment 213. The air smelled of dust and old wood. For a moment, I thought it had all been a dream, but then I saw it. Ash footprints leading from my door to the hallway. I stepped out. Apartment 214's door was gone. Not closed, gone. Just a smooth stretch of wall where it had once been. Dr. Hale? I called out, my voice echoing, no reply. The building felt hollow, emptied. Downstairs, Mrs. Dorsey looked at me with confusion. Can I help you, young man? It's me, Ethan, from 213. She frowned. There's no one in 213, sweetheart. That apartment's been empty for years. My stomach turned cold. What about 214? Her face darkened. You don't ask about that number here. I ran back upstairs, my pulse pounding. My things were still there but they looked old. Untouched, covered in dust. On the table sat a photograph, not the burned one. A new one, Lena and me, sitting at the piano together smiling. A faint note was written on the back, in her elegant handwriting. You freed us, Ethan. Now this place remembers you too. That night, as the clock struck 2:14 a.m., I heard the familiar piano melody echo through the halls. Only this time, I was the one playing. And when I looked into the mirror across the room, I wasn't alone. Lena stood beside me, smiling softly, and behind her, Dr. Hale watched from the shadows, both of them waiting for the next tenant of apartment 214.